So prior to this video, you should have seen steps 1 through 4 to put together your main function for the simulator project. And then you've looked at steps 5 and 6 for your config ops file and your metadata ops file. And again, I showed this all in one file because I had to at the Windows level here, but you must have separate files for the different operations you're going to do. However, once you have these all put together, you should see what this looks like in terms of its operations. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We have created the config ops and we've created the metadata ops. And we should note that pretty much everything depends on the config ops file. You can't know the metadata file name until you get inside of the config file. And so that's always got to be first off. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. We will go ahead and again, your program will be say for example, this first one will be sim01. Your second one will be sim02. So we will go ahead and pull up the name here that I have to use for this Windows operation right here. And we'll punch that without anything at all. And it'll say, hey, wait a minute, you got to do it this way. So that's how that will run. Okay, now, so if I bring it up here and I simply just do the DC, for one thing, if I just do that, I'm still going to get a complaint. All right, I have to have the config file name in there for everything, as I mentioned. So let's do that here. The DC, we'll do config 0cnf, and that shows us what is inside the config file. This is the information we need to know about the config file. Let's try it again. Let's throw in the DC. Actually, let's just do a DM right here, just by itself. We'll fire that up, and we get everything that was in the metadata file all the way across. And this is the format that we did for the output on this right here. We can do them both together. And again, as you noted from the previous code, it doesn't matter whether DC or DM is in there first. So we'll do it this way. We can run it through all here. And again, now this time we get both things. We got our config file display and our metadata file display. And so that worked pretty good. And we can actually, if you really want to go one more here, we can push our RS button and we'll get everything here. We will get the config file, we'll get all of what's in the metadata, and then we'll get run sim called here. This is the project you'll be doing for the rest of the semester after you finish this particular assignment. So this was a quick run through on how this would work and what it will look like. It's also for me a verification of the code so that you have all of what you need to create this as needed. But the most important thing to do here is use a structured development process. If you really just try to hack this code together, if you just start with int main and start trying to hack, you're not going to get it done. You're just not going to get it done in 15 weeks. It's going to take too long. And even if you got something running, it probably won't work correctly. You really need a structured process to do this. And that's why we worked our way through the 6-step programming process. That is going to finish up this video.